Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. We've got the second video of 2021. This guy I actually hoped would be here before Christmas. I actually kind of hoped it'd be here before New Year's. And UPS was playing with my emotions because tracking said that it was supposed to be delivered tomorrow, then today, and then it updated to this coming Monday, and then it arrived today. So yay me, yay you. So what we're going to do is we're going to, as usual in my videos, take a look at everything that comes in the box. I am super excited about this. It is, I think, a breakthrough as far as perfect grades go, and I'm really hoping that they use a lot of the designs and a lot of the features that they're putting into this into future kits. And as usual, every year you end up with someone that says, oh, this is going to be the last year they do a perfect grade. No. They make too much money from perfect grades. They're going to keep cranking them out. And what I'm hoping for is that we get a Zaku with this style or this design, these features put into it, which would be super awesome because that needs a major update. So without further ado, let's crack this box open, take a look at everything inside, and then definitely stay tuned to the channel because I'm going to be doing live builds on this guy just because I'm super stoked and I want to share with you guys my excitement. I rarely get super excited about doing a build, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And because he wants a cameo in this video, this is Tigger. Say hi, Tigger. Yeah, this is the Gunpla Kitty. So Gunpla Kitty is going to help us unbox this, but he's going to be down on the floor because he can be a shitty kitty. Say bye, Tigger. All right, boys and girls, here we are taking a look at the box. We've got the front side. It is super glossy. Unfortunately, with the way that it was shipped and there was no baggie or anything over it, it got scratched the hell up. There's some dents and dings in the box. I was going to save the front of the box just because, well, it is what it is. This is going to get scrapped, so it's going to end up in a dumpster. But you can actually see, yes, they have the 3D render of the kit, but instead of it being the anime artwork, they've actually done a breakdown. Like, you have the parts that are popped open. You can see the inner and the inner frame and the photo etch parts and all the different layers and everything. And that's what has me super excited about this kit. All right, taking a look at the back side of the box. There's not really anything on the sides to even look at. Taking a look at the back, we've got Perfect Grade Unleash RX-78-2 Gundam EFSF Prototype Close Combat Mobile Suit. Perfect Grade Unleashed 160 scale, blah, 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 blah. It has some information here. If you want to stop and zoom it in, so forth, you can. We have different shots over here. I do like this big shot over here. Again, everything's all scratched up. So again, this box is going to end up in the trash. I'm going to be interested in seeing, I actually have a Perfect Grade and then the Super Grade, whatever it is, size of these. But this is going to look fantastic. I cannot wait. Like, I am super stoked. I cannot wait to see what people end up doing as far as modifying this and detailing it. It's going to be super awesome. So over here you have the Evolution Link System is what they're calling it. And it's about 5 steps into the complete kit. You have phase 1, which is the inner frame, and it's my understanding, I have not cracked this open to take a look at it, but they've done a lot of things for this inner frame that they've done for the real grade frames, and I'm super excited to see what and how that ends up working. Step 2, you end up having a lot of little parts that end up going on there, and basically a second layer to the inner frame going on to the real grade style frame. Phase 3, you have these other frame pieces, which are all in the silver and everything, going over. In phase 4 over here, you have putting on the armor pieces and putting on the details. Another thing I'm excited to see about is how that they're doing these reflective decals, because from what I've ended up seeing, they actually look really good. And phase 5 is showing opening up all the hatches and all the little gimmicks. And I did have to brighten that up a little bit just because, you know, my hand's all washed out now, but I had to brighten it up just because the box is so dark. It's hard for me to film. But you have LED. So the LED system that's going in here, you actually have something that G System did a long time ago, and that's going to be beam sabers that actually light up, and it's about time. You do have metal parts, photo etch parts. You have LED light systems that end up going into here. You have metal Vulcans. You have metal thrusters that are actually on the back, so you don't have to get aftermarket ones out of China. You have photo etch parts, which have sticky on one side. You don't have to go aftermarket on those. It seems like Bandai has really worked to cut out the middleman or the third party man in this kit. You do see some shots over here, if it's clear enough, of the different layers going on there. And of course, you do get a shot of the two figures. You get a shot of the core fighter. And I think if I remember correctly, this actually has two. It has one that can stay in the kit and one that is the flight mode. Without further ado, let's crack this open and take a look at what is actually in the box, finally. So I'm just popping in here real quick so we can have a quick chat. Make sure and check all your runners as soon as you get your kit, because there have been a lot of reports of pieces missing just because of the part that attaches it to the runner is so small that evidently they fell out during production. And I think a majority of the pieces have to do with one of the ankle guard frames. So definitely make sure and check that and report to your store if you do have anything missing right away. Do not delay. Do not put this into storage and just forget about it. Otherwise, you will be screwed. All right, we're going to start off taking a look at the baggies that come in here. As usual, you have baggie number 1, and this is going to be it's not really chrome, it's more of a metallic finish, kind of like a soft aluminum or soft metal. You get a baggie with the hands in here, and man, I'm super stoked to see how these end up building up. But thank you, Bandai, for doing away with the movable digits. Yes, they are handy and they are nice for doing little things with them, but if you're trying to hold something, it is nice to have fixed pose hands. You get another baggie. This one's going to be metal parts again, and this is going to be in that gold. I'm kind of questioning the coating that's on here because it's not very good. I was expecting it to be more solid, a little more detailed. You can see the silver through the deeper recesses of the gold parts, so we're definitely going to have to fix that. You got another baggie. This one's got runner G1, and it's got the clear parts, the yellow parts. Looks like some frame parts on here. This is going to be your frame parts. We'll take a look at those closer up once I get everything out of the baggies, but there is your real grade style frame. You have baggie, and I can already tell you this is going to be the piece for the shield that has a magnet in there evidently, so we'll have to see how that ends up working out. Another baggie with frame, and man, it looks like they've gone back to their original style of the frames actually being detailed, so that is super nice. It looks like I have both ankle guards in here, so that is good. Another baggie, lots of details on here. So you painters, you're going to be in heaven. Looks like core fighter parts and chest parts. You get some white parts on here. These are going to be exterior parts. You get another baggie that has looks like lighter gray, and then like the first runner, except this is a darker, this is almost a gunmetal color. As far as it's not coating, it's actually injected, so it's like a silver injection, but it's nice. There's going to be a variety of color that ends up going into the frame. You get another baggie. This has got this has got gray parts and some black parts. Another baggie, and these baggies are really freaking big, and look at the size of the beam sabers. And instead of being the generic, like the crappy, got no details, they're just cylinders, these actually have details on here. They almost look like lightsabers. Another baggie, let's see here. And if this is the only polycaps, like, I'm kind of surprised. There's only, I think maybe 10 polycaps in here. You get some clear pieces. Again, you get that injected silver color, more like a gunmetal. You get another baggie with dark red parts, hand parts, looks like inner frame pieces. Another baggie with the shield and more frame pieces. You get a big instruction manual. You get another baggie here, and as long as the glare isn't too bad, looks like you've got some kind of key that's in here. So I'm assuming if we go back, let's go back. Let's rewind. So you have these beam sabers, and that's what they look like. And then you have another one that's in here, and this is going to be the one that the battery and stuff goes into. So it looks like you get two regular ones that can attach to him, probably on the backpack, and then you have the one that has the battery. You get the metal Vulcans that are in here. You get the back end of the battery piece, Oh, here's the battery for it. I don't know how that's going to end up working. We may have to find a third party or something like that to get new batteries. This looks like the only LED system, and I'm kind of curious how that's going to end up working. So I don't know. That's the only LED system I see. It's just that one. In here you get your photo etch pieces. There's not a lot, but there's your photo etch pieces. There are your decals, and they almost through the plastic, it feels like clear that has chromed on the back, chrome color. You get some chrome stickers, and then you get normal stickers. It's a shame that it doesn't come with water slides, but it is what it is, and we can't bitch about that. So in all, I think you get 22 bags of either parts, stickers, things like that, and an instruction manual. What I'm going to do right now, as I always do, is I'm going to crack everything open. We're going to take a look at the runners themselves in order and the instruction manual, and then oh man, I'm going to lay this out and hopefully start working on it, start doing some lives and getting this guy worked up. All right, boys and girls, so here we are with the instruction manual for the Perfect Grade RX-78-2 Unleashed. We are going to take a quick look through here. Don't expect me to go into a whole lot of huge detail. I'm just going to flip through the manual. You guys will get to see things in closer detail as I end up building this up, so definitely stay tuned for that. And before I go any further, well, Tigger's throwing a fit down here on the floor, but I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Galactic Toys for hooking me up with this. If you check the links down below, you can use code Starshadow to get 10% off anything, including this guy. And yes, I know there's shadows everywhere. Man, trying to light these, they make them so freaking glossy, it makes it almost impossible. So here you get a nice front shot. You get some information on here, and of course now they say the images are CG representation based on developmental design data. You get some information on the RX-78-2 Gundam in both Japanese and in English. And I'm trying guys, I'm trying to get rid of the glare. This is basically the same thing that you saw on the back of the box. You get let's see, light up effects resemble activation scenes, so you end up getting that. And I'm kind of curious how this ends up working, because I only saw the one lighting thing, and it's supposed to pipe down to the chest vents, the head, and the backpack. So this is going to be kind of curious how this ends up working. You also get some information. You get the twin eyes, heat dissipation vents, beam saber. You get information on the core block, the cockpit, the weapons, the shield. One of the things that's really curious about this is how they ended up doing sections of this where you can actually break runners in half. So part is for let's say the chest, and the other is for the waist. I think that's kind of curious how they ended up doing that. So they actually did that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 of the runners. So it's kind of curious how they ended up doing that. I did also notice up in the upper corner of most of them, they actually have a if you've done one of the mega size, they actually have in the top corner of the runner, it'll say it'll have a picture of, say, the arms or the head or the chest, and they kind of did the same thing with this guy. But of course you have all the runner layouts. You have about the stickers, the decals. You have this, which I wish the whole manual was like this, like it's just a matte finish. It films really well. So you have phase 1 and 2, phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5. Kind of gives you an idea of the runners. And I don't know if you guys can see up here, but it actually has the little things like the chest, the head. So it looks like they really tried to keep the runners separated, as far as instead of, you know, C having the chin piece for the head, and then Z having another part for the head. Pages 14 and 15, this is going to be the beginning of the frame. A nice little CG layout here of all the parts of what goes in here. Tells you what parts end up being used. Tells you how to unfold the frame and everything, putting on the part. Like I said, we're not going to hang out a whole lot on these, but man, I love the layers and layers of details that are on here. And they're very clear, like hot pink. You don't get much clear about what pieces go where with the hot pink. So going through here, looks like this is going to be the crotch waist section. You get the chest frame, and this has you build it the inner frame, the outer inner frame, and then I think later on in the manual it has you putting on all of the armor pieces. Caution on how things go together. You got the arms. I'm also kind of curious how that ends up going together. Continuation, legs, waist, truss, frame. Man, I cannot wait to get into this. And then, yeah, so this section here is putting on all of the little, how do you end up putting, well, they're calling it the truss, the frame, the outer frame of the frame, basically the scaffolding. Let's see, phase 4 is you start putting on the armor pieces. Of course, this is going to be for the legs, the feet, the waist, the chest, arms, head, building of the beam rifle, the beam sabers, the shield, the core fighter, and maybe it only comes with parts for one core fighter. Oh, okay, so they do have a core block. I'm not sure where that goes, but it's showing a core block. So weapon holding hands, how to attach the beam rifle, how to attach the things, going on, how to adjust the movement for the range of motion, how to open the hatches, how to put in the light, how to turn on the light, instructions on the 3D metallic stickers, aka photo etch, the full hatch opening system, insert molded frame skeleton, just some more shots on here. You get your colors over here of what colors to paint what, and then also where decals go on. And I'm sorry, like Armor, yeah, okay. I mean, I haven't actually looked at the figure, but she looks hot. And then you get a backside shot, and I'm taking a look at some of the side runners first. Like, this is going to be a part of the inner frame, and man, this looks good. You get different colors. Of course, they have to do it in different plastics to be, you know, otherwise they just melt together when they're making them. But you get little like piston details and all kinds of little details in here. Like, they did not skimp on details for this. You get little wiring, stuff like that. This is super awesome. So you get one runner, and that's going to be this frame. Next runner, I think this is for the chest section, and then these are going to be for the arms. And it's exactly like a real grade, like almost to the T, and so many little details. Like, this is going to be so fun to detail. Now, my plan is to do a straight up build on this, compare it to the original Granddaddy, which is sitting over on the shelf over there. And then I do plan on getting another one of these to fully paint up and build. I don't know if I want to go through the hassle of breaking one completely down and going from there. We will see, depending on availability. Like I said in the unboxing, X2 is going to be your only set of poly caps. These are going to be for the shoulders. I can already tell you that. And I think a majority of the rest of these end up going into that waist section for the legs. X1, this is going to be for the shield, and you've got a magnet that's in here. And just grabbing a piece of metal here, it's actually a decent, feels like a decent magnet, so it should hold that shield on fairly well. But I think it's interesting how they ended up molding this. It looks like they did a two-piece. Yeah, they did a two-piece. You can see on here of molding it. Actually, I don't even know if they did that. Looking at it, I don't know that they molded it that way. I think they literally had the two pieces. They put in the magnet on one side and smashed it together, because it's not fused together. It's actually just two pieces pressed together. So they just basically saved you the time of putting in the magnet yourself. All right, and starting off with runner A1. This is going to be in ABS. This is actually in black. It's not in that brown that they've been using for all the frames. And of course, this is going to be a part of the frame parts. Lots of details on here, lots of little goodies. Runner B3 is going to be a continuation in that same gray / black color. Again, lots of details on here. This has got to be part for the core fighter. This is going to be part for the waist. C3 you get 2 of. And I think this, again, this is going to be part of the one that ends up getting snapped off. This is going to be for the legs. It has a little leg icon over here. Looks like hip pieces. The only difference between the two is this section here that is missing. Runner D you get 2 of. Again, in that nice gray, you get lots of details that are on there. Runner E2, this is going to be in a lighter gray, and you have, of course, these are the flaps for the waist. Looks like collar section. Runner F2, you get 2 of. These are going to be parts for the legs. Looks like probably for a shoulder section over here. These are going to be for the ankle guards. These are the pieces that I keep hearing people are missing in their kit. And luckily, both of mine are attached, so that's good. All right, on this one here, I had turned it down a little bit. This is going to be G1 and G2. So you actually have gray pieces over here. This looks like head inner frame. You get clear red all the way down here. You get clear yellow up here. You get the shield crest. You get for, I think that's for the chest or the waist. And then you actually get chest vents that are on here in that mustardy yellow. H is in, again, this is a different this is a different yellow. Like you have a bright yellow over here, and then you actually have like a deep mustard color over here. This is going to be a more detailed parts. You actually get I don't know if you guys can tell in the shot or not, but you actually get, this is for the core fighter and something else over here, but you actually get two different blues that are on here. You get a blue color over here and then a completely separate blue color in the middle here. So it looks like they're really going heavy with that like separation of colors in here. Runner I1 you get two of. These are going to be, I don't think these are in white. These are like a light gray, like a light gray. But these are going to be armor pieces. These are going to be for the arms, pretty much all for the arms. I think that's a shoulder piece over there, shoulder piece. You get runner J1 and J2. The only difference is these pieces that are going to be for the legs are missing. Again, these are in the light gray, and just detail pieces, leg pieces. Almost all of this is leg pieces on here, I think. Now on this one, you actually get K1, K2, K3, K4, and K5. And I have to say, for once, these actually look like they are in 1/60 scale. I am highly surprised. Like they're not super detailed. Armoro is okay. She actually looks better than he does. Of course, you get the two pilot figures that are in there. Again, this is in that light gray. And I will apologize, it's hard for me to, without them right next to each other, to be able to differentiate like the whiter gray to the lighter gray. It's kind of hard for me to tell. So this is in a little bit darker, and this is going to be in a grayish color, but these are going to be other pieces for the arms. You have lots of panel lines already in here. Super stoked on there. But you get L1, let's see, L1, L2, L3, and L4. Moving on to runner M, and this is going to be runner M1, M2, M3, M4. Again, they're doing that multiple separation on here, and it looks like you can just grab and crack these apart. But yeah, so you do get some swirlies on here. I'll show you how to get rid of those, either using the nail file or the nail buffer, or using the razor products that I just did an unboxing for. This will give me a good chance to test out those products in building this. It also looks like on a lot of these pieces that they actually kept the little connector pieces as thin as possible, and I think that's why there's complaints about pieces being missing. But they tried to keep those as thin as possible so that you don't really end up getting that much work. So on this, you get runner in, and there's in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Parts for the feet, the core, the waist, and you got, of course, on the head. You get runner O. This is in a more of a like a burgundy red. It's nice to see all the color separation that's on here. And this is O1, 2, 3, and I think that's it. But yeah, chest sections, feet sections. This is so much different than, and this is my opinion, but this is so much different than the original. Like, look, even for the feet, you have little separations where you're going to have other colors poking through on here instead of just being a chunk of plastic. Runner P or P3, I don't know how they're doing that, but yeah, so you have shield pieces. You get some piston pieces over here too. P2, this is going to be your clear runner, and I think this is how they're doing a majority of the lighting. But yeah, you have for the chest, I think, I don't know what this goes to. Maybe piping to the backpack, but you have a lot of the clear ball socket pieces. So that's piping the color to the different areas. I'm just really curious. Like, I know on this piece over here, the light's going to hit it and it's going to transfer through. Man, I can't get over this. I'm super stoked. Runner Q, you get Q1, Q2, and this is in ABS. This is the inner frame for like the shield, and look at that detail. Like, I know other people have gone over these and everybody's talked about it. For me to get excited over a kit, for me to get excited over anything, you know it has to be something pretty damn cool. And this is tickling all of my fancies, and that's with me not liking the RX kit or not liking the RX design. This may have changed my feelings about that. R, this is going to be all the hands. So I'm going to skip ahead here. And it's going to make more sense here in a second. So this is runner R, and this is going to be runner W. So this is all the chromey pieces. Okay, so this is for parts for the shield, parts for the knees, basically anything that's chromy. And I have to say, this actually looks pretty good. Now, normally I'd be like, oh my god, that's just so gaudy. But keep in mind, when you end up doing this, that these pieces are going to go over these pieces. So this is going to be a majority of what you end up seeing, and then you're going to have the chrome just kind of peeking out in spots, and I think that is super awesome. So again, that was runner R. Runner S, this is going to be in that like duraluminum is what I would call it if you're using a spray, but this is S1 through S4, and these are going to be part of that truss that goes around the frame, and I like it. It gives it a metallic, I mean, the coating is very well done, and I think it gives it a nice, it's not chromy, but it gives it a nice shine. Getting on to the T runners, and this is actually what, T1 through T4, something like that. And the only things are, I think this is missing from here, and this again is going to be in that I would almost call it a gunmetal, and this is actually an injection, not a coating, but again, it gives you a difference between this and this. Runner U, this is the only actual like black runner that's in here, and this is going to be like back of the hand pieces. This is going to be part for the rifle, details for the back, and you know what, I have to correct myself, this is not black. It looks black, but it is a really dark blue. Like it's a navy dark blue. So on here, this is what I was talking about in the unboxing. This is runner V1, and this is those gold pieces, and it is in a soft gold, but coating on here, I'm not highly impressed with. You do get that soft, almost velvety gold on the highlights, but you see the silvery on the lower pieces. You can really see how that's dominant on the back side here. So like on here, you get the goldish, but on the inner pieces, you get the silver. I think the electroplating could have been better. There's also differences between this side and this side, where this side, it looks all nice and even like a goldish on here, but on this side, you have more of that silvery color over here. I think they could have done a lot better with the electroplating as far as this goes. Runner V, this is going to be the handle, or actually just both of the handles for handle pieces for the beam rifle. And again, we already looked at this, but this is the chrome pieces for the kit. This is runner W. You have some pistons, you have hand pieces, a lot of hand pieces on here, more pistons, and some detail pieces that are going to go onto the kit. We cannot forget the beam sabers. Of course, these are traditional beam sabers from 2000. So they did not update the beam sabers. And I bet you guys are like, Dave, how much longer can you make this video? Well, I can probably take it on another 5 minutes. All right, so you get one sheet of stickers, and I have to say this feels different than other perfect grade stickers, or just stickers in general. So if you've built a kit before, you'll know that like usually the stickers that come with it, they're like really thick. So when you look at them on the kit, it's obvious, like you can see the offset. This, I'm looking and I'm feeling the edge here. These are really thin. So I'm curious at how these are going to look on the kit. Like they're really thin. I am super surprised. So you get one foil sheet. You get these, which are going to be, I don't know how to describe it. I want to say they're like a foil sheet that they did clear, like clear plastic over to turn them into stickers, but I really like how that ends up looking. It gives, I mean, it's kind of garish like this, but if you just consider the little pieces that are going to be detail pops on there, it looks really good in all the photographs and videos that I've ended up seeing. All right, so these are the photo etch pieces. There's a backing or a fronting on there, and here is the back side. And so these actually look really good. You don't have to clip these or file these like you normally do with photo etch pieces. They're literally just peel and stick. I don't know how durable that's going to be in the long run, especially depending on if you have heat in your place. So you may end up having to tack them down with some glue, but we will figure that out when we get to building. So in this here, I'm not pulling it out. You do get, I think these are for the arms, and these are what the shield is going to stick to. They're little like little cups. So that's why I think that the shield sticks to. You get the two Vulcans that are on here, and they look like they're just painted They may be brass, but they just look like they're painted probably aluminum. And then the thruster bells are aluminum. They are in actually a kind of nice blue. I've heard people kind of trash on them, but I kind of like that color. You get the battery that's going to be for the beam saber. And for those curious, this BR435 3-volt 200802. So hopefully we can locate, because these batteries aren't going to last forever. You actually get, and I didn't look up what this is for, and this key is for something, and I think it's to kick on and off this piece. But you get the handle and the butt for the battery for the beam saber. The only thing that I wish that they hadn't done is on the back side of the beam saber here, it's actually stamped 3-volt, and it has a plus and a minus. And I actually kind of wish they hadn't done that. And last thing to take a look at is going to be this guy. This is going to be the battery control box, and I have a feeling it's fairly light. I don't think they put batteries in here. And no, so you are going to have to go and get your own battery. And this takes a LR41 times 2. So that means I'm going to have to go to Walgreens probably tomorrow after work and pick up some batteries. But again, for those curious, it takes a LR41 times 2. In case you're ordering this and you want to pick those up so that you don't have to wait if they end up coming in. Man, I hate that they don't include batteries in this, like they did for the beam saber, and I understand that's a specialized battery, but Alright, boys and girls, I know this video has been long enough, and we've all waited for this. I don't know if you've waited for me to end up doing it, but I've waited for me to do it. Definitely stay tuned. I'm going to end up cranking. What I'm going to do is I got to edit this video first, and that's going to take forever. But I'm going to start nipping pieces. I'm not going to sit on stream and spend forever like nipping and sanding pieces. I'm going to start nipping off pieces into sections, as I usually do with baggies. That way I can sit with you guys on stream, building it up, cleaning it up, making it look all nice and fancy, and actually getting stuff done instead of spending a majority of time sanding and doing a little detail work. Try and get some of that out of the way. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching this. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this in 2021, definitely hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I do plan on trying to get another one of these to fully paint up. That way I have one that is stock, one painted, and then the granddaddy, which will probably get used for a conversion somewhere, that is sitting up on the shelf somewhere up there. Yeah, so definitely stay tuned. A lot planned for 2021. Love you guys to death. And as usual, YouTube, peace out.